Okay, everybody, guess what? It is Thursday afternoon. And you know what that means? It means you start planning your weekend. You start looking at where the camping gear is. You start doing your little pre-flight checks. You start texting people to be like, who's going to be at that? Who's going to be there? What are they bringing? Are they a vegetarian? Or because all I'm doing is sausages. And you know what else Thursday afternoon's time for? It's time for the Nerd Log, where we talk about new and fun updates to New Relic. Let's start by introducing my co-host all the way down at the bottom of the stack of the three. I got the layout, so I know which direction to point. Down at the bottom, it's Aaron. Aaron, say hi to the people.
Tell hey, everybody. It's been a while since I've been on there. I'm so happy to be back. I am a principal developer relations engineer here at Relic, which means I spend an awful lot of time on Twitch, mostly coding a little bit of Python and React, and also helping out with shows like this. And I'm so pleased to be here today. It's been way too long since I've been on one.
Yeah, welcome back. I love it. I love it. And we've also got us our first guest. We got Paul Frazier. Paul Frazier.
Hello. Hello. Happy to be here, a senior product manager here, and love talking to our customers and working internally to get all the great features to make New Relic even better for you.
So you work as a product manager on the New Relic One interface, is that right? Or kind of what's your area?
Yeah, I work with a lot of our streaming teams right now, actually. So working with helping power our alerting, helping make sure we're moving all of your data through the system in an efficient way, and helping let all of your data in, which gets that task gets bigger by the day. So thanks for sending all your bytes our way.
We have at New Relic a natural hunger for data. That's not good. We're we have nice predictable ingest pricing, and it's really cheap. So people send us a lot of data, and that's a fantastic thing that happens at New Relic. But we're not there to talk about data ingest, or not really too much about data ingest. We're talking about it's like a feature that I couldn't quite write like a clickbait headline for it, right? I'm like resource tagging. But let me tell you something. If you've ever been in the situation where, hey, why do we always use the same example? Because it happens to us every week, right? Get woken up, we got to look into something quickly, and the very resource tagging that you scoffed at and spit on for weeks before then, you're like, oh, where is resource tagging now? We're talking tags.
Talking tags. Great way to segment and break down your data. New Relic has had some version of tagging in different products for a while, but on the APM agent side, a much requested feature is the ability to not only add tags so that you can sort, like I'm showing you here, looking at my US region.
Oh, can we get like 2 steps of zoom on the screen share?
Oh no, yeah, we can do that. Zoom in, enhance.
Sometimes we'll move. Give me one more. Just hit me again. One more time.
Boom, yes. Boom, yes. Another zoom.
Feel it.
Okay, good. So we got the 2 steps of zoom. And as we can see, we've got a test account here. So I have a tag for region US. So I can see my apps, tags demo tags, a test app. And then I can see, okay, do I have any services over in the EU? And so I have a retention policy test. Which, this is helpful, but what our customers told us are we also want to be able to use the power of NRQL, our query language, to be able to chart, build dashboards, and alert off of tags. Like if we're adding this tag data, we want to be able to see more of it. And so what we have gone live with, and is live in all of our accounts now, is that we are annotating these tags onto your data. So you can do just that. You can now query fasting on tags or doing a where clause on tags, kind of using just standard NRQL to do that, and be able to really get a much more granular level. And there's, to be able to sort on tags, you have to be able to add the tags. And so there's kind of 2 main ways to do that. The first way is the most granular way, which is in the configuration for any given app. So in the configuration file, tags at New Relic used to be called labels, and for kind of some backwards compatibility, we still call them labels in the agent configuration file. So you would literally go into your configuration file and define your tag. You see here that we have deployment green. And so something I'll call out about doing it in the configuration file is this unlocks the ability to do tagging down to the agent level. So for one application, Paul Twitch stream test, I could have 2 fleets of agents with different tags. So I could see if the red shirt Twitch stream gets more clicks and likes and comments, or if the green shirt Twitch stream gets more likes and comments. And so I could see the tags split it down even for the same app, which has some pretty cool functionality for those kind of comparison testing to see what's going on.
Yeah, this is really critical. Something that I've been telling people sort of, how to get started, how to use New Relic as an advanced user for a really long time is here's how to identify patterns of names within your apps that tells you which environment you're in. And that is useful. And but it's very much, it's kind of a funny thing because I'm always telling people well, you probably know some pattern of your naming that indicates what environment you're in. And that's not great for a few reasons, right? Because I did just show that the new engineer on the team is not going to be able to implement New Relic dashboards because they're well, you have to know that everything is -2, right, in the name. And then you also have to implement it's cool that we have, NRCL stuff, and you can do regex in NRCL to automatically grab substrings and see which environment you're in. But if you just add a tag, that is so much easier. I'm sorry, Aaron, it looks like you're about to say something. I feel like I talked over you.
No, it's all. I'm just nodding agreement that I've been in that situation before where you come in and it's our naming conventions are totally everyone understand them. There's so we're looking for discoverability is just so really easy with them. You're I have no idea what these Greek gods is a really common one I come across sometimes.
Yeah,
people name their servers after these or comic book characters. It's I definitely know what environment Wolverine is. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
It is pretty wild. It's oh yeah, you're supposed to know that Athena's the production one and Minerva's staging. Well, oops.
Brought down the wrong Greek god.
Yeah. Oh no, you're on Heracles. Heracles is just private. It's just our test environment. You wanted to be on Hercules. Oops. Yeah, that's a little rough one. So obviously that region is another big one, right? As you're trying to find a pattern of a situation, and then also what deployment stage you're at is a critical one. Where we really want to be able to see, hey, are we green on the server? Are we doing some kind of canary deploy here? What else is going on? Now, what about shifting tags? Do you get some kind of indicator if you change tags, or probably not a great, but a live stream of data as you change your memory allocation or something. But I'm just curious about that one. We didn't talk about this in the demo, everybody. So if Paul struggles for a second.
Well, so there's a couple.
Saboteur.
Yeah, so we'll see. We see here that this app name that this file is feeding is tags demo. So it is a demo. So we'll hopefully this will work. As we're saying here on the fly, but yeah, you can see your tags and this feeds into the next way to add it. So a great unintentional segue is that when I click into an app and I see tags demo, I can then click on this little tag icon. Ooh. And that shows me my metadata and allows me to manage the tags. So I can see that tag, we have that deployment green coming in. So I can see that this is coming in from the configuration file.
Even there's a safety on the remove tags button. I love that.
Yeah, safety on the remove tags button. And so that allows you to add them in or remove them. And yeah, so to add a tag, you just do a key value pair. So super easy. And so that's the second way to add tags is right here through the add a new tag. And that does have the difference that, oh, go ahead.
Paul, can I just ask, so whenever you toggle that remove tags on, there's some tags are to be removed and some that can't. Can you just explain what the difference between them is?
Yeah, so it looks like, again, this is a demo. So it looks like that config file isn't being deployed right here, but the ones that can't be removed, some of them are system level tags, so not editable. We always have the account ID on there.
So yeah, unless you go and actually shift which account you're reporting to, you can't go in and say, oh, well, no, I'm not reporting to that account. Like that's just, it is a Python language agent that we're using. And so we can't retag that.
Yeah. And the other thing is the ones that come from that config file will also show up with without an X next to them, because the UI can't really disable the tag. They're being sent up from the config file. And so that's our way of saying like, hey, this is being set lower level, versus the ones with the X are ones that I've set via the UI or API. And so I do have the ability to remove them from the database, stop the tagging sorting in the UI, but then also when the agent reconnects, it will say, oh, this has changed. We're no longer tagging. We're no longer using the Paul Twitch stream tag. Let's remove it. And then that will stop sending it in the future. Now, with NRDB being a immutable database, it's not going to go back and retroactively remove those tags because that tag was stamped on the data. But once it stops sending that tag up, it will stop being annotated onto the data.
Yeah, I mean, the big benefit, of course, is to be able to say, hey, I noticed that this is, Dave's experiment or something, so I will go ahead and tag everything that matches that.
Right. Yeah, and so this is just, again, if you're playing around in a tags demo or, using this for your production environment, being able to add a tag right here, super, super fast, super easy. You can add it at the app level. And so the difference of adding it via the UI API is you are adding it at the application level. So every agent for that application will have that tag. So you wouldn't be able to see like, hey, this fleet of agents for the app is performing this way versus the other way. You'd want to do it via the configuration file for that.
And that's critical stuff once you're at that enterprise level where you may have hundreds of agents reporting in right for the same application, where in that case, like having a few of agents have one tag for whatever reason is pretty critical, or it just might be a nice feature.
Right. Kind of for the deployment way. If you're trying to do green blue deploys and see that, you're probably going to want to do it at the agent level versus at the application level would be the obvious use case to call out there.
So I was going to make a joke about how, like, of course, this means tags are only visible in the little drop down here and not usable elsewhere. But I've decided that pretending to not know things on the stream, I don't know enough things. I don't make a joke of not knowing things. So what I would love to see is like how we can slice our data with these tags.
Yeah. So what's cool, if you do want to, filter by a tag, sometimes remembering how to type everything out and all that can get annoying. You can just click here and it will add it to the filter bar for you. So that is a nice little, maybe not always obvious UI tweak, but that's a great way to just see all of your applications that are filtering that. But this demo is about that you can do it in Nurgle. So yeah, let's pull that up. So I actually have a query ready to go. We'll run it again just to show that, it's not a screenshot. And so what this is looking at is it's looking at my transaction duration. I'm using our query language to get at APM data here through the metric bridge here. And so I'm looking for this applications that are like collectors. So not looking just at one application, but for multiple. And then I'm able to say, okay, where the tags region is not null. And then I'm faceting by tags.region. So this is going to show me data that has a tag set on it, and then show me all the different tags for that region. And so I can see that I have, I even broke it down further to just show what's going on. So I can see I have the US and the EU. And so what I did, I'll do the first version first. So this is just kind of showing why you might want to do this. So you might want to see, okay, where are my applications running? And I can see that I have throughput in the US. I can see that I have throughput in the EU. And so you can group, if you have multiple applications and you want to get an aggregate sense of how your regions are performing, you can do it this way. And then if you wanted to look at are different applications performing differently within a region, you can then go even more granular and facet by app name. Now, this is a test account, so we don't have a ton of data going in, but we do see that, okay, so it's my collector team app that's in my US region and my retention policy discrepancy test in the EU region. And so that's allowing me to now, not only in this previous view, I just know that this application exists, but now in this query view, I'm able to actually see the throughput by tag. And again, I could do something where instead of faceting by the tags to show all of them, I could add it to the where clause and just like only show me US region or EU region or APJ region.
Love it. I absolutely love it. I think this is really solid. I love tags. I guess, recommendation how to get started. I mean, you can, because there are system tags, right? You can just go try filtering on tags right now.
Yep.
One should, I think about adding them to your config, but are there other ways you recommend people get started or start using it?
Yeah, so there's a couple more things I'd say is that you can also add them via the API. So if you get more advanced, you could add in some programmatic calls to add tags via the API. But from a get started point of view, we also have a free, I believe we're calling them nerd packs still, called the Tag Improver. And so you can install that, and that actually audits your tag deployment. You can set up rules for it, like, hey, I want everything to be tagged with an environment or a region. And then it actually will tell you like what percent compliance you have across your account and applications. And then you can add tags in. So the Tag Improver Nerdlet, the Tag Improver Nerdlet. There we go. So in your nerdlets, you can add the Tag Improver. The other place I'd start are public docs. We love our public docs. So the section in the tagging is the query and alert on APM tags. There it has some details too, that if you've been a long time New Relic user and for whatever reason your agents may not be on the latest version, we do have some minimum agent versions that are required to support this tag annotation feature. So we have all that there, and then some more query examples, which does also lead to another great use case that I talked about for tagging is we can query it, we can add it to a dashboard. And then what's really great is with this new feature, of course, you can start in the alerts interface, but show off two things here. You can just click this create alert button.
Yeah, I really like this.
Yeah, and so that's going to fire off and boom, there's the chart I was looking at. Go in, give this a name so it gets rid of the red here, tags alert. And then I could go in and say like, alert me. I want to know if any one region ever drops below 10 on the throughput, because I always expect data. And there we go. Now, if either region drops below, I'm going to get an alert. It's faceted by region, by app. So it's going to tell me what region and what app name are having the issue. And so all of that, not only can we sort by tags, we can query, we can dashboard, and we can alert.
Really, really like it.
I
really like it. What else do we need to see? I like the fact that we can filter by tags. I love being able to create an alert really quickly, but you guys did some other stuff. Let's see it.
Yeah, the last thing is like, just an example. Right now, this app isn't throwing any errors. So in this case, a blank chart is a great thing. But just
I find that very, very hard to believe that there is any app out there anywhere that never throws any errors. Like, is that just a print hello world? Is that all the app is doing? You can be honest with it.
Yeah, it's a test app. It's not doing much. You're right, Aaron. Most things have errors. But given the example that, again, this is something where you could be doing a count of your errors versus your total duration here, and then faceting by the region. So you can see, is it one region over the other that's throwing more errors for troubleshooting. So just another example of why tags can be powerful. And before I forget, also want to give a shout out to Amelia, who really helped prepare this demo for today. So I want to make sure she gets that credit as well.
Thanks, Amelia. Love that. All right. I think we're Paul, do you have a SoundCloud album coming out? Do you want us to come follow your TikTok or please do follow, by the way, please do follow Serverless Mom on TikTok. We do a lot of jokes about MongoDB and that kind of, really just killer material. But yeah, Paul, is there you want to get followed someplace or?
No follow. As we talked about data in the front door, the only shout out I'll give is once again just to that New Relic free tier. Like, come check it out. Send us some data. It truly is. I always get annoyed with trials that make you put down a credit card and you have to remember to cancel. There's none of that. Like, just sign up, send us data, and you know, only pay if you love it and you want to send us even more data.
Yeah, I really do like that. And if you're interested in, if you especially if you tried out the free tier, you're like, oh, this is great, I want to maybe use it with, I have a little team, I have a startup, do check out the AWS Activate program, which is a fantastic resource for startups. You know, they really want to give, AWS really wants to give you that like full, you know, enterprise experience. And we are partners with AWS Activate. So if you want to unlock, like, you know, stuff that isn't going to matter at all if you're a single developer working on, you know, a passion project, but it's going to matter once you're like, you're 7 people and you want to be able to, you know, have multi-account access and give contractors partial access, on. You know, we can unlock some great features with the AWS Activate program. We were just tweeting about it this morning, or if you Google AWS Activate New Relic, or maybe I'll put a link down to YouTube down below to cover.
I've already got one in the chat for you as well.
Thank you, Aaron. Lifesaver should have had it ready. but yeah, I you know, do check that out. But yeah, I mean, go set up a free account, go send us some data, because I'll tell you something, if you're working as a like single person shop, you can get everything instrumented and get really deep data, get really useful alerts, and it's not going to cost you anything. And I think that's fantastic, right? If you're a single person and you're running, you know, Argentina's answer to Netflix, and you have, you know, 80 million users, then maybe you'll be in a little bit of a, you know, we might be pinging you and be like, yeah, set up a paid account. But yeah, if you're, you know, if you have hundreds of users and you're building a project, then I really, really recommend it. When I was just working on, you know, my own projects and working on little things for friends, I would always set up things like synthetics monitors and a few little alerts, and it just let me stay ahead of the game. And they'd be like, hey, I know something's not working on my side. I'm like, yeah, I saw it yesterday. I'm working on it. Speaking of which, we're going to do our next segment shortly on synthetics. So check that out on YouTube. It should be connected, or actually on YouTube, you know, maybe you're watching this today, it came out. In that case, won't be out till tomorrow. Sorry. But yeah, synthetics up next. But yeah, Paul, thank you so much for coming out.
Yeah, thank you. See you soon.